Hi everybody, it's Sally from Sallystampers. Thank you for joining me today. Today I'm bringing you my cute little beautiful nugget box. It kind of looks like an ingot type shape. It is a tiny little box and it does open up quite nicely, so you could fit a relatively decent treat in there, or a few small sweeties maybe. I've put DSP on this part because it could potentially have the option of, so I closed mine by tucking the lid in like so, but you can also, if you wanted to use a magnet or a Velcro dot or something similar and tuck it either behind a sentiment, or as I said, you could attach and have it close over the front like so. I prefer self-closing and self-holding. I just think that it's just nicer. But it's a tiny little box. It uses some of the Abstract Beauty suite, which I love. And I've gone with a bit of a change of colour. So I've gone with crushed curry for this one and pumpkin pie. Again, two colours I've very rarely used. They are in this suite, and so I forced myself. I also added a couple of random die cuts. As you may well know, the Beautiful Shapes dies have lots of options. So I've used this one for my sentiment. One of my projects last week, the week before, used the hexagons there. I felt that I needed to use these ones. I want to use these as well, but I haven't got round to it. But I don't want to neglect any of my dies. So I thought, right, I'm just going to randomly cut two shapes and stick them on. You can decorate yours however you wish. Okay, so to make this cute little box, all you need is a piece of card that is 5 by 6.5, 13 by 17 centimetres. And on the short side, we're going to score at 1.5 and 3.5, which is 4 and 9 centimetres. We're then going to rotate, and on the long side, we're going to score at 1.5, 3, 4.5 and 5.5. And in centimetres, that will be 4, 8, 12 and 14.5. Okay. Fold and burnish the score lines. And I know I haven't done this for a while, but I'm afraid you need to get that dreaded ruler out. Okay, so for this one you will need to mark. So you have two narrow pieces at the top here and then 3 boxes down either side. You want the centre one, and you want to mark the centre. So 1.5 box width. For me, that will be 3/4 that I'm going to mark, and in centimetres it will be 4 centimetres, so you need to mark at 2 centimetres. And then we just create our lovely little triangle, both sides. Haven't used the dreaded ruler for ages. I kind of missed it a little bit. So once you've done that bit, we can then do some cutting and we can do some cutting and gluing. So the first thing we want to do then is to cut a tab on these bottom 2 squares. You want to go from the bottom so that your tab isn't going into this fold here. Create your little wedges and then take a bit of it off. Same this side. So create those wedges and then take a bit off. And again, this side, exactly the same scenario. Cut down here, create your wedges and take a bit off. It's really quite... Oh, I had a moment then, thought I was cutting it wrong. Okay. And once I've done that part, you're simply cutting away these two pieces here. And if you're adhering this to the front, then you could use a corner rounder to make this prettier. If you're tucking it inside, you need to take off that thin slither either side. Okay, so you're left with this shape, which I don't know why, but every time, especially with these, makes me think of Star Wars and the I don't even know what they're called, but the fighter jet things. But yeah, it just reminds me of them for some strange reason. Okay, so in with my DSP. This is just so gorgeous. And this is, you need two that are 1 3/4 by 1 1/4. And if you're decorating the front, you'll need two. If not, you only need one that is 1 1/4 by 3/4. So the two main panels, 1 3/4 by 1 1/4, 4.5 by 3.5 in centimeters. So that's one on there and one on there. And then, as I say, either one or two of these, dependent on how you're closing your box. 1 3/4 by 3/4, 4.5 by 2. I'm not going to put that on because I don't need it, because it's not going to be showing. And then all you need to do then is add your adhesive and fold them up. Now I'm going to use my pegs today, although I can't use a peg on the back, can I? Well, maybe I can actually, just, yeah, there we go, that works. And the last one, I'd kind of move them around a bit actually, just to spread the adhesive, and it seems to hold them quicker as well. Right, I'm going to leave that for a minute while we do our decoration. So I already have my gold, random gold triangle, and that's because it cuts out two anyway. I have some of the crushed curry for that shape, and then I have my basic white here for my sentiment. So I want my crushed curry ink, because I used, oh no I didn't, I want pumpkin pie. Pumpkin pie because I used that one there. So I have that pumpkin pie. Hello beautiful, there it is. So hello beautiful, pumpkin pie. That's that bit done. I love this stamp as well because there are so many sort of sketchy, randomy pattern bits that I think are just great. It's so useful for different things. Okay, let's get my mini boss and pop my, I'm going to pop them random things there. This is actually an offcut from the previous box. That's why I have saved it. Waste not, want not. And then that can go on there. And then I can run that through. Famous last words. Come on, let's be having you. Don't play me up today, thank you. So run those through together, just saves me some energy. Take those off. Take that off. Back in with my little box now that doesn't need pegs anymore. These pieces here you can just push gently and the score lines will fold themselves. And then again, tuck your lid in there. Oh, it's just so nice when things close like that. Oops, a couple of dimensionals on the back of my sentiment here. And I sort of adhered it on a wonky level. I quite like it. And then, as you can see, a random glue dot on my, I'm going to switch them round. So that one can go there, and then I only really need one of these, which again can go on a glue dot, and maybe tuck it under. There we go. So you actually can't really see it, but I know it's there. That's the important thing. And there you have them. There are your 2 beautiful nugget boxes. Thanks for joining me, guys, and I hope to see you all again very soon. Bye.